An early Merry Flipmas continues for Auburn football today. Their second commit of their day, their 12th overall. Let's talk about who that player is, what it means for them, and Auburn football going forward. Before we do that, always want to remind you to smash the like button if you enjoy this type of content, and be sure to leave a comment down below as you're watching or listening today. It'll help enter you into our ongoing subscriber giveaway for a signed Auburn football prize package. And we always want to thank members of our booster club like Corey Benson, who help produce videos like this. My, what a day it has been for Auburn football recruiting. One was a surprise. That was a video we did earlier today on Tyler Johnson, new offensive line commit. Go check that out if you haven't. But this one, this second commit, I think a lot of people were anticipating, just waiting for the shoe to drop, so to speak. Well, here you have it. The 12th overall commit for the 2023 class, a flip. Colton Hood, a legacy guy, has committed to Auburn football. Now, I said the word legacy in referring to this particular player as a legacy player or legacy commitment. What that phrase means is that the current person that we're talking about has a family member that previously played for the Tigers in their history. That player, Roderick Hood. If you haven't heard of him, you should. I remember him very well. Very good defensive back in Auburn's history. Now back to talking about Colton Hood a little bit. 3 to 4 star, depending on what service you look at. Defensive back out of McDonough, Georgia. Eagles Landing Christian Academy is where he plays for right now. Now, he was part of a big recruiting weekend for Auburn and actually gave his commitment on Sunday, December 11th. And it's important to note that it's been a process because he's been on other unofficial and official visits to Auburn, and he finally decided to throw his hat in with the Tigers. We already mentioned that he's a flip from Michigan State, the second one this cycle that we've taken from the Spartans, the first being Clay Whitten. Now, we've also taken about 4 total flips from other commitments of other schools this cycle so far, which is really impressive, not just for Hugh Freeze, but for Carnell Williams and what he was able to accomplish during the tumultuous time for this program. His measurables are about 6 foot to 6'1", 170 to 175 pounds in weight, and he's going to be projected to play a cornerback. We're just calling him a defensive back right now because you just really don't know what's going to happen when they actually get on campus. Now, this is the part of the video where I like to discuss what it means, not just for him, but what it means for Auburn. Especially, I want to give you some numbers to think about. As I said, this is the 12th overall commitment for this 2023 class. It is the 6th defensive commitment. It is the 2nd defensive back commitment, and technically would be the 2nd cornerback commitment if that's what he plays when he comes to campus. Now for his future, what do we think about his prospects for coming in and playing right away? Always want to stress to keep in mind that these guys will probably redshirt, but in this case, you might have an opportunity for a guy to see some playing time, maybe even on special teams. We see that a lot with some of these defensive back commits early on in their playing career, because you got to think about it this way. What's the depth chart look like? Well, right now, the only player that we're planning to lose at the cornerback spot or defensive back wise, the main big one would be Nehemiah Pritchett. There's going to be a lot of guys that are held over, like a Jalen Simpson, like an Austin Osbury, like a DJ James. So there's going to be a lot of people still here that he has to compete against. Doesn't mean they can't find a niche and where he fits in the defensive back scheme, whatever that's going to be for the new staff. But I wouldn't expect to see him a whole lot to start off with. It's nice to go ahead and continue to fill in that depth, though. I always like to talk about regional ties, recruiting wise, kind of look at some of those things. This is a humongous battleground state. We always talk about the big 3, Alabama, Georgia, Florida. This fits right in there as the 3rd overall of this class that we've taken from the state of Georgia. While you're probably never going to be able to beat the big schools from that state, you always want to be competitive, and this is a sign that we're doing that right now. And lastly, let's talk about the future of this 2023 class based on this commitment. As we discussed, he makes 2 cornerback commitments if that holds true. So for the defensive back class, what I would anticipate to see the rest of the time is at least some safeties, maybe some more versatile defensive back type of players. Doesn't mean there won't be other cornerbacks taken. That's just what I'm expecting to see right now. So there you have it. That is my thoughts on Colton Hood, a legacy guy, his commitment to the Auburn Tigers. Would love to know your thoughts about him down in the comments section below. Be sure to do that. It will help enter you into that ongoing subscriber giveaway. As always, smash the like button if you enjoyed this content. Be sure to subscribe as part of that process for that subscriber giveaway. Check out the links in the description for ways you can help support our content here at E2C Network, where we share the whole Auburn experience. War Eagle.